For thousands of years, when the sun vanished, so did the world. Night was a realm of shadows and fear. In India, flickering clay lamps cast sacred glows during festivals, but were too dim to truly banish the dark. In China, elegant lanterns floated like spirits, offering beauty but little brightness. Across Africa, torches made from resinous wood or animal fat sputtered against the night, their light fragile, their smoke choking. And yet we endured. We feared what we couldn't see, but we didn't stop trying to see it. In palaces and peasant huts, in temples and taverns, flame was the answer. Oil lamps in Greece and Rome, whale oil in colonial America, gas lamps illuminating the boulevards of London and Paris by the 19th century. But flames flicker. They consume. They burn oxygen. They die. There was desperation for something better. Imagine lighting a city, not with fire but with a spark, eternal and safe. A dream perhaps, but one that haunted the minds of inventors. The battle to conquer darkness didn't begin with Thomas Edison. It began far earlier, with a flicker of possibility. In 1802, in a dim workshop in London, a man named Humphrey Davy placed two wires close together. When he passed a strong electric current through them, an arc of light jumped between the tips, blinding, blue-white, fierce. The first electric light. The arc lamp. But it wasn't practical. It roared like lightning and devoured power. It was beautiful and useless. Yet Davy had ignited something more than just carbon. He'd lit the imagination of a generation. By the 1820s and 30s, inventors across Europe and America began racing to tame that fire. The key was simple in theory. Pass electricity through a wire, make it glow without burning, and keep it glowing. In practice, it was a nightmare. Materials failed. Wires melted. Glass bulbs shattered. Every idea burned out literally. In 1841, Frederick de Malaines in England patented a bulb using platinum filament in a vacuum. A breakthrough, but platinum was outrageously expensive. Not viable. That same decade, Scottish inventor James Bowman Lindsay showed off a glowing wire in a sealed tube he claimed he could read by its light. But it was unreliable, and he never commercialized it. Then came a young American medical student, Charles Jackson Woodward. In 1854, he used carbonized bamboo and a vacuum-sealed glass bulb. It worked, briefly. But the technology to produce a good vacuum didn't exist yet. The filament oxidized and snapped. Still, the vision burned on. In France, in the 1860s, a man named Alexandre de la Rue made a platinum filament glow in a vacuum tube. But again, platinum. Too costly. And then, in Canada in 1874, inventors Henry Woodward and Matthew Evans filed a patent for an electric lamp using carbon rods in a nitrogen-filled glass bulb. They made prototypes. They tried to sell them. No one was interested. They lacked the capital, the manufacturing base, and the marketing genius. But someone else was watching. A man in Menlo Park, New Jersey, restless, obsessive, ruthless in pursuit of perfection. Thomas Edison. When Edison bought the Woodward and Evans patent in 1879, the world barely noticed. After all, so many had tried, so many had failed. Why should this time be different? Because Edison wasn't just an inventor, he was a system builder. He didn't want to create a light bulb, he wanted to create an electric world. He assembled a team of brilliant minds, chemists, physicists, machinists, and locked them in what he called an invention factory. They tested more than 6,000 materials for the filaments, everything from coconut fibers to beard hair to hay. Day and night, glass bulbs exploded, wires curled and smoked. Still they searched. And then, carbonized bamboo. Cheap, durable. Under the right conditions, it glowed. Edison improved the vacuum, refined the design, and in December 1879, demonstrated a bulb that glowed for over 40 hours. It was the moment. Crowds gathered to see streets lit without gas. Newspapers raved. Investors flocked. But behind the glow, the war had only begun. Edison wasn't alone. In Britain, Joseph Swan had been developing a similar lamp, and he sued Edison for patent infringement. The result? They formed a joint venture, Edison, a business truce masking a technological rivalry. Meanwhile, in Europe and America, Nikola Tesla, George Westinghouse, and others were working on how to deliver the electricity itself. Direct current or alternating current. A battle of currents began, one that would shape the future of energy. But the light itself, that was no longer in question. Edison's bulbs lit the 1881 Paris Electrical Exhibition, dazzling the world. In 1882, New York's Pearl Street Station powered hundreds of lamps from a central station. Darkness began to retreat not just in cities, but in homes, factories, schools. And what changed? Everything. Nighttime ceased to be a boundary. People worked longer, read longer, lived longer. Children could study after sunset. Workers could operate safely at night. Cities pulsed with 24-hour light. The light bulb didn't just illuminate, it liberated. And yet, for all of Edison's fame, he was a torchbearer, not a solitary genius. The invention of the light bulb was a relay across continents and decades, from Davy's spark in England to Woodward's forgotten prototype in Canada, from Swan's lab in Newcastle to the bamboo forests of Japan, where the perfect filament grew. This was not the story of a single flash of brilliance. It was the story of hundreds of minds, failures, sparks, and smoke all building toward a single moment when the world lit up. Today we flick a switch and expect the sun, but behind that light is a century of darkness and the relentless human desire to push it back. And in that glow is the very essence of invention. Please subscribe to Eureka Moments channel if you liked the video and share it with your friends.